think episode 3 at this point of the What If Initial D took place in the US. Pretty much, I'm like, yeah, I'm using, instead of the traditional JDM cars, like US manufacturer alternatives. And the reason I say US manufacturer is because there's a couple cars on here that didn't quite make it to the US, but they're made by US manufacturers like Ford. So anyway, for this one we have Ryosuke's FC RX-7 as the C4 Corvette. Pretty much my reasoning for choosing the C4 Corvette is because we did Keisuke's FD as the C5 Vet. I was like, well, it kind of has to be the same car but the previous generation. And the C4 Corvette's got the square yet round body lines and the pop-up headlights, which are key features of the RX-7. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start by showing you guys how to make it look the way it looks, then move on to the build and tune, and then take it for a spin. So I think the most obvious thing is that the car is white. I think I have the manufacturer white. Yeah, I do. Okay. They manufacture white. For the wheels, for the sake of time, I'm going to drag it down with the mouse. And we have the aluminum polished. And of course, tint the windows black. As far as decals, I didn't really want to do the door decals because I didn't do them on the other Corvette. So I just did the Red Sun sticker. So pretty much what you can do to get that, just go creator and then put in my username. Don't judge me on this, I made this account when I was like freaking 7 years old, maybe 8. And I'm too cheap to pay to change the name, so do that. There it is. And then once you have that, just kind of, I put it in between the body line for the rear bumper and the wheel, kind of centered up there. Because over the fender, look, it kind of got a little weird and distorted. So I put it behind the wheel. And if you don't really feel like doing that, hold on, where is it? My designs. I believe that I do have this design published. I don't, but I do now. So either you can search up my username, or I can give you guys a share code, which I'm going to do right now. Man, I had some twitchy hands today. Share code for this livery is 100831386. One more time, 100831386. Let's get into the build and tune, starting with the build. So as far as the ground rules for these cars stay the same as they were with the original Initial D series and the modern versions of those cars. Basically no conversions unless it's explicitly stated in the show. Except there are a couple of exceptions with the American cars, being that some of the older ones weren't really meeting that mid like S1 criteria, because that was the other guideline that I based on for keeping it to where these could compete with the old cars. I need a drink of water, my mouth is getting dry. Stay hydrated, guys. So the other criteria is like mid S1 class, and certain cars couldn't get that on the stock engine, so I did have to swap them. As far as aero, leave it stock all around. Then you want the semi-slick race tire compound. You can go with the black wall, you could do the white letters, or you can do the red lines, whatever you want. As long as it's a semi-slick compound. 275mm front tires. and 315mm rear tires. As far as wheels, I have the Rota JSPLs, which are in the sport rim style. As far as the track width, the front you want the smallest upgrade, then the rear you want the widest one. Moving on to the drivetrain, race clutch, race transmission, race driveline, and finally drift differential. We have race brakes. Let me adjust the mic a little bit. Okay, then we have race suspension, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars, no roll cage, and race weight reduction. Moving on to the engine bits, we have the race intake, race, my mind blanked out, race manifold, race fuel system, race cams, race exhaust, race ignition, race valves, race block, race pistons, race flywheel, and finally race oil and cooling. Moving on over to the tuning. Tires for the pressure, you want 24 in the front, 27 in the rear. Gearing 2.20 final drive, the rest stays stock. Alignment for camber, negative 0.8 in the front, negative 0.4 in the rear. For the toe, you want positive 1.8 outward in the front, negative 0.8 inward for the rear. The front caster angle of 4. Anti-roll bars, you want 25.10 in the front, 18.7 in the rear. For springs, 633.3 in the front and 479.6 in the rear. Ride height 5.0 front and back. Damping, for the rebound you want 6.9 in the front, 6.3 in the rear. For the bump, 4.5 in the front, 1.5 in the rear. Aero, you shouldn't have it, you should not have that. Braking, for the balance you want 55% towards the front and 69% pressure. Nice. Moving on to the differential, 70% acceleration, 24% deceleration. Now we get to go take it for a spin. So where we're gonna go, we're gonna head on over to the mountain pass, which is here. And first thing is, this is not a drift car, so don't go off the drift score. It's not gonna be that high. Another thing is, it has the capability of drifting. That's not what this car was built for. Third thing, I feel like I need to sneeze. And the fourth thing is, this part is just kind of show you guys how the car drives. Give you guys an idea. The fifth thing is, I built this car like a month ago, if not longer than that, and I don't recall driving it since then. So probably not going to be my best driving performance. It's a little corner cut, but we're inbounds of the drift zone, so we're good. That's sort of my criteria for running the mountain pass. Is as long as I'm within the drift zone bounds, I'm fine. little bit off topic so I can actually fill the lack of talking with talking. C4 Corvette, horrendously underrated. And I will stand by that. The looks are good. It's got the LT1 V8, good engine. Same engine that my Pontiac Firebird has in real life. So, hard to find parts for though. Trying to think about the different Corvette generations. I think that, man, like, none of the Corvettes really look bad. And I don't think that this one is the worst looking. I think it's honestly one of the better ones, but then it's like, man, I really gotta put something at the bottom of the list, and everything just feels so disrespectful. So the Corvette ranking, probably not gonna happen in this video. But I will stand by that the C4 Corvette is not at the bottom. And we're at the bottom. So, yeah, so now let's do some donuts. That's how we end off all the videos around here. This is why we don't do donuts on public roads in real life. That reason right there. Anyway, all that said and done, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one, and that is all for me today.